Hello again, YouTube! I hope that you guys think this is interesting. I think that this is really neat. So this is, of course, the Smash Bros. Ultimate Stage Builder with the update that just came out. And so this was actually, as the time of this recording, actually, the update came out, I guess it was like midnight. So kind of today, but yesterday. And so I decided, what theme should we give for the new Stage Builder feature? And I couldn't help but always just keep going back to Star Wars, specifically with Episode 9. So here we've got our BB-8 and the new droid, which I guess is known as D-O. It's like D-I-O, but it's spelled D-O, or a 0, I guess we should say. And there was a Kylo Ren helmet going off on a rail. So notice, of course, you just go into custom right here, and you can play on your custom stages built right there. So let's get we'll get a 3-stock match going, and we can talk a little bit about some of the challenges and just what this, I guess, stage was all about while you guys get a good look at it. And I've set myself to random. I don't know what they gave me the inkling. Okay, that's not good. I'm not. First of all, I used to be amazing at Smash Brothers. This was, way back in the days. And then my body got riddled with physical pain. If anybody that's been around here for a while, you guys know what I'm talking about. But that kind of killed my Smash Brothers game completely because my hands have a really bad chronic pain and they're a lot more slowed down now. But anyway, inkling, I was gonna say, it was definitely not the good choice for me. If I am at least gonna do decent at this game, it would not be with the inkling. Anyway, that's all beside the point. So you can see that the BB-8, it does have a gear movement as well as Dio. Dio has a gear movement on the head only, and so BB-8 on the body, and the Kylo Ren helmet, that's on a rail. So the rail system, basically, it probably is self-explanatory, right? You guys saw that. The gear, though, one interesting note about BB-8, for example. So to get that body to move like that, we're actually noticing Jigglypuff right there got kind of stuck underneath the stage. That is one thing, I didn't get to dedicate a lot of time, I feel, to the stage, and so we just started up semi-battlefield style, but it's in essence just a line and then 2 other platforms, and you can see with these platforms, we actually just bounced them way off. It's like kind of an easy KO if you can kind of knock them around on the bottom of that platform to the right, I guess, and you could do it to the left, but the other side of the coin is that they can also save you. So like, look right there, if you hit them with enough power, you can get the KO off. So we did hit Jigglypuff with enough power there to get that KO, but if you do actually, sometimes you can hit them against that and they'll actually stay on the level, whereas normally they might be KO'd if the stage wasn't like this. But let's go back to the BB-8. So you can see that the body right there, it is rotating just fully, sort of like BB-8, I guess, from Star Wars. And of course, we got introduced to BB-8 kind of long ago, it seems like at this point, but episode 7. And so the body, though, with it moving like that, the reason that it was really tough was because if your gear movement happens to hit something else, so if you've got other stage scenery, or let's say BB-8's head in this case, if that body would have touched that head, I've got it at basically the exact point where it won't collide with it, because if it collides, it's going to stop moving. And so you would just see it rotate and then like completely stop. So obviously that's no good. Me as Dark Samus right here, I feel is so Star Wars fitting if you want like a good Star Wars villain look maybe or something, kind of like the Kylo Ren helmet maybe, and of course Joker introduced into the game, now getting smacked up onto the screen right there. So Joker here from Persona 5, of course. But I can tell you, I think the BB-8, I am most proud of. The other ones, they were a bit harder to create in multiple ways. So the Kylo Ren helmet, for one, we ran out of materials. That's kind of the suckish thing, is that with this stage builder, it's actually highly limited, I feel. It's like the possibilities are somewhat endless, but also limited by, there's almost like a stamp space. I do a regular creation series on Scribblenauts Unlimited, and it's like, that game's called Scribblenauts Unlimited, but it does have a limit to how many little stamps you can use to create your objects and things, your custom objects in that game. Well, this Smash Brothers stage builder, for instance, this stage right here, it seems so small and mostly simple, I would say, but only 4 fighters can be on it because I exhausted so much of that material space that it allows. We'll see that in a second right here. I did want to show you guys, though, this is sort of what it looks like from the stage builder mechanic right here. You can see the gears, they're placed where the gear movement should be, and that line right there is the rail. You can decide to show the rail, but look in the top middle of there. We'll look at that in a second, actually. Let me show you kind of what everything looks like. No, I did not want to do that. The controls are a little bit weird, especially if you're not in touch mode. I definitely recommend you do this in the touch mode with it out of the dock, basically. And so here you can see that the head of Dio was a separate object and all that. I named this, of course, Rise of Skywalker. You can only fit a certain number of characters in your title as well, so you're even limited there. And I just played some Metroid music. What was that? I guess it was the title theme for Metroid was what it was. And so the BB-8 material and Dio, you can see that kind of white crackly look. That's just using like marble as the material. Most of anything that's darker, like that dark bluish black, that's rubber. And I wanted it to be much more black, but it looks kind of like that blue-gray black. And the blue that's like all around Kylo Ren's helmet and stuff like that, that was really hard, by the way. That was like incredibly hard just to get that, and it looks kind of scribbled on too. But that's denim, so it was the denim material. The stage itself is steel, and we also use the steel for instance, Dio's like eye. You could say it's not really an eyeball, but it's just that line. And BB-8 has those two lines, of course, kind of at the bottom of the head and at the top of the head as well. That was all using the steel, and the rubber is kind of like those black lines. Like BB-8 has the antenna going out. I guess there's two of them, and the eyes. Those are rubber for BB-8, the droid eyes. And what else? We got the wood. I guess wood was for the orange-brown color on BB-8 right there for those designs, the circles, and things like that. It was actually incredibly hard. I'm not gonna lie. Again, this was all very meticulously made, yet it still looks kind of like hand-drawn in a lot of places. You can use like they have a circle tool or a square tool where you can make rectangles and perfect circles and ovals and all that, but to try to just get like a small line, you have to, I guess, use your hand-drawn ability and just kind of connect the dot. Like, an easier way to do it is basically just draw on one point. You know, you press one point on the map and then just press another point down below it as straight as you can, and then press A to finish the line. And after that point, then you can kind of edit it, you know, so like once you have it on the stage creators, like on the level basically, you can then edit it, you know, so if you want to rotate it to be more straight and all of that. King K. Rool is the one I'm playing as, by the way, right here. I wish I could say I was the Pokemon trainer. He's kind of whooping me up. I know, I'm playing against like 7 and 8s, I think was the computer arrangements or whatever. Again, I used to like win tournaments. I used to be the bomb at Smash Brothers, and now just completely got, I got way handicapped, let's say. Not by choice. Well, you know, I just am overworked and all that. You guys know the story if you've been around here. But yes, the Kylo Ren helmet, it's, unfortunately we did run out of space for it, as I said. Would have loved to create a little bit more detail, and it's not that I ran completely out of space, it's just, this is where I sort of wanted to use, and I wanted to allow, of course, that there was just a little bit in case I needed to make any small adjustments. So there is just a little bit of material space, you could say, we'll call it that, you know, space to, on the bar, in the stage builder to actually plant something new on here. And so we're gonna see how this is gonna end in this little skirmish right here. I don't know, it's kind of not looking good for me, but I chose to do this in the replay feature so that we wouldn't have any of the layouts and things of the, like, damage, health, and the character portraits, you know, just so you could see the stage better. You can select from a certain number of backgrounds here, and this one obviously very Star Wars fitting. We're in a galaxy far, far away, definitely, and we're in the Smash Brothers Ultimate Universe, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that you guys are, of course, hyped for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, but also hyped for this stage builder. You know, I would certainly agree if there's a comment on here on this video somewhere that says, you know, this is a pretty simple stage or whatever. This is my first one. It was kind of the test barometer for me to see if we can actually do this. I guess on the flip side of that, if you are interested, I would love to do some more of them. So certainly just, you know, of course, let me know. And maybe you can even give ideas down in the comments below. So there we go, BB-8 rolling. And of course, the head for Dio, we had to do kind of a small angle. You can control the angle at which it rotates. BB-8, the body, obviously a 360-degree rotation. The Dio head, we're looking at it from the side. That's only like a 20-degree, I think. It was something pretty small right here. Here, you can notice I'm just resetting it. You can obviously reset the things when you want to play them like this. This is just testing it within the stage builder again, and so you can get a good look at this. But you guys definitely let me know if you want to see more. If you want the format of this to kind of be changed, but you still want to see more, just let me know what you want to do with it, and I'd love to bring that to you. Remember, always be grateful for what you have. I will catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing. What's up, everybody? You just saw some Star Wars content, but if you want to see a little bit more with creativity in video games, of course, click on the end screen right here. And we just recently hit 200,000 subscribers. You want to help us get to our next goal? Boom! You can also hit the subscribe in-screen thing right here. And I thank you. Thank you so much. I am really, really grateful. Thank you.
I'm the Darth Vader, Space Invader, commentator, only traitors and haters. See you later, much for you. Gotta fade your eraser, shoddy chopper, AK, a creator, greater slayer, blasting, going through. Hitting fast, blowing past all the rest, seeing go to gotta last through the test.